Hey everyone, welcome to the Checkered Chat. I'm Justin.
I'm Blake.
And we are not dead. We are back for a new season.
Season 2.
Season 2 of the Checkered Chat and a new season of NASCAR for 2026 where the playoffs are dead. The chase is back.
They listened.
They listened. Yay.
More horsepower. Even though it's a little bit, it's still a win.
Yeah, very true. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. This episode's going to come out a little bit late because we're literally recording it probably an hour before it's going to be posted. We're still working out some scheduling stuff for the new season and stuff, but I believe that we are still going to be releasing Friday mornings the same time as usual at some point.
It should be
After Atlanta, right?
Yeah. It might even be Daytona.
Okay.
So I started a new job, 100 review,
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta preview, that will be back to recording on Wednesdays.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then it'll still come out Friday. So,
Yeah.
Sick.
So you might get a couple weeks of a later Friday afternoon or Saturday morning release.
Yeah.
So sorry, bear with me. I don't
Yeah.
get paid from this podcast, contrary to popular belief.
Neither do I.
So we need our big boy jobs.
Actually, I do get paid. I just don't give Blake any of it.
Wait, you're getting paid for this?
I get paid to hang out with you. Sorry. No, I'm joking.
Dang, I need to get paid to hang out with you.
Well, you got to talk to your manager and see what happens.
You have a manager?
Oh, this got awkward. Anyways,
we'll have an HR conversation later.
Yeah. So today we're going to bring you guys some off-season news. We know over the off-season we didn't really talk any real like NASCAR happenings. We did the interviews with some of the people. Once again, thanks to everybody who participated in those, everybody who listened to them and everything. The response was awesome. We really enjoyed doing it. Yeah,
episodes.
100%. But yeah, we're going over. We're kind of splitting some of the off-season news between this week and next week, and next week's episode is obviously we're going to be talking about the Clash, but then if it happens, and then we're also going to be bringing you some like hot takes, kind of like we did in our first episode last year. So yeah, if you were around last year for our first episode, you know what I'm talking about. If not, go back. You still have time to go back and listen to it and be ready for what's coming, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, so we're going to touch a little bit on some off-season news, a little bit of silly season mess around kind of stuff, and then we're going to preview the Clash if the Clash decides to happen, if Mother Nature decides to let us race, because currently it's Snowman gray out there right now.
Just at this point, put the treaded rain tires on it and send it in the snow.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't, this race does not matter. Like, it is not going to affect anything in the year.
Snow race would be wild.
The bottom of the cars are sealed off.
True.
I doubt as hot as the exhaust gets, snow's going to get in there. But if you want like crazy viewership and you want people that maybe don't even watch NASCAR to be like, whoa, I'm going to tune into that, race it in the snow. They're not going to do it, I guarantee you, but that would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you want to start off the off-season news?
Yeah. So we're, like Justin said, we're going to kind of split it up. So this week we'll give you a couple of like the big things of overall, and then we're going to touch on like the O'Reilly series, the Truck series, and a couple ARCA silly season moves. Then we will next week go into all of the Cup silly season news, a lot more of the Cup stuff, if there's really anything that I'm not covering in this. And like you said, hot takes and all that. Probably the biggest news of the offseason, the playoffs are officially dead, and they've brought the chase back.
Yippee!
Yeah.
Yippee!
So with that, there is no more win and you're in. The chase will be 16 drivers. So, I mean, arguably it's too many, but in the same breath, a lot of us wanted full season points, and technically that is 36 drivers for the championship. So, I mean, don't complain. This was the best compromise that obviously was going to happen. Yes, it's 16 drivers to determine one champion, but 13, 14, 15, and 16 probably will be eliminated within the first couple of weeks mathematically. Like, it's still, there's no, hey, after this race, we're cutting X amount of cars. After this race, we're going to do it again, and so on and so forth. They're just going to naturally start eliminating themselves due to their performance in the 10-race chase. It will produce a lot more legitimate champions, and I'm not going to say that every champion. So with no more winning you're in, there will be a points reset for the last 10 race, with the points leader at the end of the regular season earning a 25-point advantage over second, and then the seedings will start 1 through 16. So one gets first seed gets a 25-point advantage, second gets a 10-point, and then third through 15th get a 5-point advantage over the next. So if you finish first, you get the best advantage. Second, a little better. Third is the same as everybody else. So they're really going to award consistency.
Yeah.
They've upped the points for winning a race now. It was 40, now it's 55. So yeah, the winning your ends out. I don't honestly think that's really going to hurt anybody. It was a cool storyline for a little bit with the playoffs, and every now and then you'd get Harrison Burton with the walk-off win at Daytona. Yeah, that was cool. We also all knew it was over as soon as it started.
Yeah.
Josh Berry last year was kind of surprising because he won so early. You thought he would have continued. So that was one where winning you're in, I really felt like wasn't bad but wasn't good. But with this, I don't think you're going to have people that are, well, I'm not really going to go for the win today and move so-and-so out of the way. Like, you're getting 15 more points than you did before. I think that's really going to help.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me see if there's anything I missed. No, not really. So the other thing, too, is obviously that is going to trickle down, and that is going to be for the Cup Series, the O'Reilly Series, and the Truck Series. The chase schedule for the Cup Series will go to Darlington Worldwide Technology in St. Louis, go to Bristol, Kansas, Las Vegas, Charlotte Oval, because the Roval is no more.
Yes,
I'm
thank
a
God.
poet, and I didn't even know it. That rhymed.
Yep.
Bars. Catch me on SoundCloud
Keep on doing
afterwards.
time.
Phoenix will still be in the chase, but it will be the fourth to last, not the championship. Talladega, Martinsville, and Homestead. I still honestly think Martinsville being second to last makes a lot of sense. You're not going to get the Hail Melons and dumping the ever-loving crap out of somebody for the win to make it into the championship anymore. But 55 points for a win, you win that race, and you're kind of on the border of winning a championship. That could really help your cause. I'm a horrible person to ask. I mean, it might be tilted slightly to the right.
And let's pick it back up. Where were we?
We're on the fastest lap rule.
The what?
The fastest lap rule.
Okay, cool.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, after the playoffs, I would say the next best change is horsepower. It'll go to, 750 at select tracks, and then we'll still be 650 at most. And then the new fastest lap rule will not allow any car that is coming back from the garage to win the award, I believe, unless it was set before they went to the garage. So basically, you'll no longer have like Kyle Larson at Coda coming back out of the garage,
ripping it,
just setting qualifying laps, trying to earn a point or two.
Yeah.
Is this detrimental? No. I saw a lot of people crying about, well, why would you even come back out on the track after? You can still jump positions, because if you're 12 laps down and the car is good enough to go back out on the track and NASCAR says, yep, looks good to me, get back out there, champ. Somebody else wrecks and they're done. Or, I don't know, you're at Atlanta.
Yeah, where half the field wrecks.
Yeah, you go behind the wall, half the field gets taken out. You might finish 12 laps down still, but you might be in 20th, or maybe not that high. Let's say like 25th instead of 38th or 40th. There's still something to be gained. I think ultimately, I mean, I don't really care for or against the fastest lap rule because it's 1 point.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that the championship will be decided by 1 point, but it is probably good that they did this just in case
it were to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Larson wins a controversial championship by 1 point because he wrecked his car, maybe went back to the garage and cheated it up a little bit,
And
went
then,
back out,
yeah,
set a fastest
yeah.
lap, and then a few laps later was back out.
Yeah.
One other thing to touch on, it's not really news or anything, but Ram is doing a Race for the Seat series to fill their last truck out. That is so far a very good series. I've enjoyed it.
I need to go watch it. It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll release it. I forget what the schedule is, but it airs on FS1, Fox Sports 1, and they put it on YouTube. YouTube is normally 1 day delay. So do not follow them on Instagram if you plan on watching on YouTube, because they kind of will be like, hey, so these are the winners of this group. And here's who won the cash money prize. I am excited to see who gets the seat at the end of it. I will say the two I am rooting for the most are Minnie Tyrell and Landon Huffman. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, if you haven't gave that a shot, go try it out.
Yeah. I need to go watch it because I completely forgot that was a thing.
If you watch it on YouTube, obviously there's no TV commercials.
Yeah.
So they're 44 minutes a piece, pretty much.
Okay.
Quit yawning.
Sorry. Y'all, I literally woke up like 30 minutes ago. Sorry.
Yeah, you still get pesky YouTube ads, but there are no commercials.
Not if you have YouTube Premium, like I don't.
Oh, I was about to say, okay, nerd.
No,
I watch so much YouTube that I pay for YouTube Premium.
It's funny, off topic, but Mal, when she lived at her parents' house before she had a TV in her bedroom, which was a Christmas gift I gave her. She had YouTube Premium on her phone, and that's what she would like watch in her room on her phone.
I mean, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, true.
Tough out here in these streets.
Yeah, but after paying for 4 months of YouTube Premium, you could have bought a TV.
Yeah,
if we're gonna be honest. But
you're not wrong.
Yeah. Anyways, that was off topic, but you guys, like I said, season 2, you're gonna keep learning about us. You're gonna learn that the studio's gonna change here in about
a month and a half.
Yeah, because I'm moving. Oh, that's a thing too. Yeah, new undisclosed location that we'll be filming at.
If you Venmo me $5, I will dox him.
Damn, $5, and
I just wanted a reaction.
Hey, if you can pay for me a can of Zins and a Monster, barely.
That would barely do it. That'd be like a can of
you have to get a deal.
Yeah. And then like you'd have to go.
Let me get a can of Ons.
Spare change.
You'd have to dig around in your cup holder for some change.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway.
So I believe that we touched on these, but for new viewers and for the start of the second season, we're going to retouch on these two. Steve Phelps resigns.
Woo.
Yippee. So long. Sayonara. We will never miss you. And a settlement was reached by 2311 Front Row and NASCAR that awarded everybody permanent charters.
Yes.
So big win.
Yep.
Kind of ultimately where I saw it going.
Yeah. I mean, I think bottom line, like, they were gonna end up settling. I don't think it was gonna be a complete like knockdown drag out where you see a split in NASCAR. Because I mean, if you look back to like the IndyCar split that happened way back when.
Oh yeah, when it was like kart and IndyCar.
Yeah, and that like was terrible for IndyCar, and IndyCar has not been the same since then, like in popularity and stuff. I don't think
it's growing again now.
It is for sure. No, I mean, definitely I hear a lot more IndyCar stuff nowadays than I did even just back 2 years ago, I feel like.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, that's also I'm not going to say it's because of I hear about it because of Kyle Larson doing the double and everything, but I think that probably also has a little bit for me personally hearing about it. But it's still, I mean, there's plenty of people out there that cover a lot of IndyCar. I mean,
Shout out John, the motorsports
yeah,
enthusiast.
shout out John, shout out
Oh,
Laps Down.
Yep, there we go. I was about
They
to say,
cover a lot of IndyCar. I think that's all the ones I really know off the top of my head.
I think those are the ones that we've probably interacted with on social media the most.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
if you like IndyCar, obviously go check out John the Motorsports Enthusiast. If you like just motorsports in general, and also check out our interview with him. It was a lot of fun. Super cool dude.
yeah, we could potentially link that when we post it. Maybe only on YouTube. I don't know how it works for.
I'm not sure. If you scroll back by like 3-4 episodes, that's when we did it. It wasn't that long ago. But either way, also in off-season news, is this when we want to get to the depressing part?
So not to like completely kill the mood, but
yeah, this is not gonna be. This is we haven't said anything, posted anything, done anything about this since this happened or anything, kind of saving it for this. We did have Denny Hamlin's father passed away in a house fire.
And his mom, I don't know her status completely.
I think last I heard is she has good days, she has bad days.
Yeah,
but
I think she's still in. I know she's still in the hospital, but she might still be in ICU. I can't remember.
Yeah, apparently she's doing better than she was.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, but I mean, if you watched Full Speed at all, you know Denny's dad. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And then the big one, Greg Biffle and his family, and it was
I forget his name. I definitely should have looked at that before this.
Here, pull it up while I talk. This was in December, I think.
Yeah, it was right around the time I started my new job.
Yeah, they passed away in a plane crash, and there's been just all sorts of different stuff like this season. I think it's at Daytona. There's a few different cars that are doing kind of tributes to him. Yeah. I know AJ Allmendinger, the RFK guys.
Yeah, all the RFK guys, and we won't get too far into that to not spoil some of next week's episode, but they're all gonna run the
font.
old Roush font that Biffle ran, and then Colleague runs the 16, so they're gonna run his exact.
And then Cletus is doing be like Biff stuff, all because if you didn't know, Biffle was his crew chief in ARCA.
Well,
wasn't he? I thought he was.
No, I don't think he was like his crew chief, but he would like really helped him get into it. And he was there for
kind of like a mentor for Cletus
every step of the way.
Actually, that's who he was flying to go and visit. But yeah, rest in peace to a legend. I mean,
so it was Greg Biffle, his daughter Emma, his wife Christina, their son Ryder, Craig Wadsworth, the pilot Dennis Dutton, and his son Jack Dutton. And I believe Craig Wadsworth, bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
He was a hauler driver back in the day for somebody.
Okay.
I don't remember who, but that's who if I remember right, it was.
Yeah. So I think that. So yeah. Thoughts and prayers to all of the friends, the family, all of that.
Rest in peace to all of the everybody, but all of the NASCAR legends that we've lost in the past. We wanted to touch on that, obviously, but we did not want to be like, hey, welcome to the second season of the Checkered Chat. So
this is depressing. Anyways, but yeah, that wraps up for this week, our off-season coverage. We're going to come back with some more next week. Yeah. So, anyways, now we're going into the O'Reilly's truck and ARCA silly season. Have we ever covered anything ARCA before?
You'll see why there's ARCA in this at the bottom.
Okay.
Typically our dip into ARCA is we'll talk about Brayton Laster.
Yeah.
We'll talk about crazy moments that might have happened in ARCA.
And
we'll talk about Cletus.
Yeah.
So you'll see when we reach the bottom there are two names and why. This turned to McAnally Hilgeman, something like that, racing MHR in the 18 truck for 2026. Parker Retzlaff will be going full-time in the 99 for Viking Motorsports in the O'Reilly Series. That was Matty D's seat last year.
Yep.
Matt DiBenedetto. Corey Day will be full-time in the 17 car for Hendrick Motorsports in the O'Reillys.
I'm excited for that. I think it'll be cool to see what he can do for not having a part-time seat and it not being taken up by, Chase or Bowman or whoever.
So, yeah, I do wish that another certain someone that we'll get to later down on this list could have received the same treatment.
Yeah.
But overall, I do like that. It is interesting to see Hendrick Motorsports is going to field a full-time Xfinity car. I mean, they might as well have these last few years because it feels like they're at the track more weekends than not.
Yeah.
So Ryan Ellis will be full-time in the 02 for Young's Motorsports in the O'Reilly Series. Josh Williams will return to DGM Racing in the 92 car on a multi-year contract in the O'Reillys.
That's the same car that he
parked on the start-finish line. Yep. Yeah. Love Josh Williams. Great guy. I've met him multiple times.
Yeah. I haven't ever personally talked to him, but I remember his hauler was right next to Kligerman's when we did that whole deal.
Jeremy Clements will now be partnering with Haas in the O'Reilly Series, with Haas swapping to Chevy. Dawson Sutton will be full-time in the 26 truck for Rackley War. Brennan Poole will return to Alpha Prime in the 44 car after honestly doing a lot last year with the Alpha Prime car at times, it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Jeb Burton, everybody's favorite after the end of last year, will be back in the 27 car for Jordan Anderson Racing. Ryan Sieg Racing, RSA, they will be swapping to Chevy from Ford for the upcoming O'Reilly Series season. Ford has one of the lowest car counts, I think, in the past 10 or 15 years in this upcoming year, with Haas leaving, with Rick Ware leaving, with now RSS leaving.
Yeah.
I don't think they're obviously ever going to go fully out of the sport.
No, I don't think so either.
But Ford does seem like the team that Blaine Perkins will be full-time in the 31 for Jordan Anderson Racing in the O'Reilly Series. Christian Eckes will now be back in the truck series for MHR, but now in the 91 truck. This comes after Colleague completely shut down the Xfinity program to go start their truck program partnering with Ford. I meant not Ford, Jesus, with Ram. It's not like we just talked about the show. Brent Cruz will be in the 19 car for Joe Gibbs in the O'Reilly Series for 29 races. Why 29 races, you might ask? Because he won't start full-time racing until after March 30th, which is his 18th birthday.
That's interesting. Pull your mic just a little bit closer to you.
Sorry.
There you go.
Okay. Josh Bilicki will be full-time in the 07 car for SS Greenlight Racing in the O'Reilly Series. Anthony Alfredo, he will be in the 96 for Viking Motorsports full-time, also in the O'Reilly Series, which I believe this is the first time that they're going to have two full-time cars.
Yeah.
The worst kept secret in the garage since Briscoe going to Joe Gibbs is Caden Honeycutt will be driving the 11 truck for Tricon in the truck series. Austin Green will be full-time in the 87 for Peterson Racing in the O'Reilly Series, which they will have a technical alliance with RCR. He, if I am remembering right, I promise I know Will. I want to say I know it was a road course last year, but I feel like it was the Roval where, he was up there and fighting.
Yeah. I feel like I remember that. Roval sounds right.
I think he was, if I remember right, it was the 87 car, and he was the only one that could even remotely keep up with Zilich.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool to see what he can do. More of a road racer than oval, but with the RCR Alliance, I don't really feel like you can go too wrong season.
I forgot who's taking that seat.
Patrick Starpoli.
Okay.
The eye surgeon. I want to say he's an eye surgeon. He's some sort of, he does.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No knock on either driver, but this is solely sponsorship dollars.
Yes. No, 100%. After Nick Sanchez winning a race.
Also, Big Machine has a technical alliance with RCR. And who was Nick Sanchez's biggest beef with at the end of last season? Your reigning O'Reilly Series champion, Jesse Love.
Yeah.
Does that have something to do with it? I don't know.
Not saying it does, but
that's oddly coincidental that they almost got into a fist fight
Yeah.
at Las Vegas, and then right when the season's over, they're like, nope, bye.
Yeah.
Wish the best for Nick Sanchez. Had the opportunity to meet him and be on his pit box for his win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Yes, that's correct. We're still not calling it Echo Park.
Yep.
It will be interesting to see what Patrick does in the car. I feel like he honestly ran pretty solid in a Sam Hunt Toyota last year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, because I mean this in no disrespect because I love big machine racing, but I feel like every year's kind of been a lateral move of like, oh, so Kligerman's going to go to the booth, which was great for him. Now we're going to bring in Nick Sanchez, and that kind of just felt like staying on the same line.
Yeah.
And then now Patrick Staropoli, you could argue dips down.
Yeah.
But kind of feels similar on the same line because Nick Sanchez was unproven before he got in the car. I would love at some point to see them kind of land, not saying that Patrick Staropoli isn't like a hot and up-and-coming prospect, but like a young guy that they can develop, and he can be like there for a couple of years, really build Big Machine up, and then kind of pipeline his way maybe to RCR in the Xfinity or maybe to Cup, depending on what that looks like. But yeah, that's my thought on that. LeVar Scott, who has been in ARCA for the past couple of years, he'll be full-time in the 45 for Alpha Prime in the O'Reilly Series. Frankie Muniz will be returning to the 33 for Rayum Racing in the trucks. Chris Wright, so, absolute friend of the pod, world-class race car driver, would run circles around Max Verstappen and Kyle Larson and Alex Palou.
Well, he runs circles around them going to pit road.
Yeah. Basically the walking yellow flag himself, and his sponsorship dollars have landed him a ride in the 81 at MHR in the truck series next year. Daniel Hemrick will be back in the 19 truck for MHR. So now they have 4 trucks. Why, might you ask? Because I guarantee you Chris Wright's partnership and all his sponsorship money funded the 4th truck all on its own.
Yeah.
Because why else would you put that absolute missile and threat to American safety in a race car?
Literally.
Garrett Smithley will be in the 0 car for S Greenlight / BRK Racing in the O'Reilly Series next year. That is some sort of alliance between BRK Racing being a small team and SS Greenlight. He won't run the full season because Alex LeBay will drive that car in 5 road course races next year. But it is cool to see Garrett Smithley get another opportunity in NASCAR. I feel like he's kind of bounced around a lot. And I think if I remember reading it right, this is like the 10-year anniversary since he ran the 0 car in the Xfinity Series back when. Now, here's a throwback. If you know, you know. I do not remember the team name, but every car, I think it was JD Motorsports. Don't hold me to it. Every car was red. Every car was sponsored by Flex Seal. Some of them ran white wheels. Some of them ran yellow wheels. And it was like the 0, the 4, and then one other, I believe. And Ross Chastain was on that team also.
Wow.
But like literally 3 red cars.
Spotter's worst nightmare.
Same Flex Seal, same sponsor. Like, yeah, absolute icon of like the mid-pack Xfinity in the 2010s.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Mason Maggio will be part-time in the 91 for DGM Racing in the O'Reilly Series. Hettinger Racing will be joining the O'Reilly Series, and Ford fielding the 5 car. I don't know who's going to be running that. I might have put it farther down if I ran into it. I can't remember.
If it comes up,
Timmy Hill and his organization will return to the truck series, fielding the 56 truck in 17 races in this upcoming season.
I'm excited about this next one.
We have very differing
I'm excited about this one.
Jimmy Johnson will be driving the 1 truck for Tricon in San Diego. It is time to hang the fire suit up. Jesus Christ.
Isn't he also expanding his Cup schedule too?
Is he really?
I think
God.
he is.
Look, I was not a huge Jimmy Johnson fan until later in his career when I got older and I could appreciate everything he did. And then kind of the farewell tour, like, tugged at your heartstrings, even if you didn't love him the whole time. I never hated him. we're almost in the territory that you forget that this is the same guy that is tied Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt
Yeah.
for 7 championships, has the craziest win total in like the modern era
Yeah.
at what, 90? No, that's Jeff Gordon. I think he's at like 83 and Jeff Gordon's at 93, but 83 wins, 7 championships. Now, homeboy's doing good to bring it home in the top 30.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it is time to hang the fire suit up, go race in other disciplines, go enjoy your life. You're retired. You're a little older now. Just please go enjoy your life and get off of a NASCAR track respectfully. I mean, that might be like a hot take. People might be ready with pitchforks and flame torches, but like it is time for Unc to hang it up.
I'm just excited to see what happens.
I also feel like that very special farewell tour just got thrown out the window.
Yeah.
It was Ron Swanson throwing the desktop in the dumpster. Like,
literally.
Anyway, I promise you I'm not a Jimmy Johnson hater. You would definitely be somewhat right to think that after what I just said. Moving on. Luke Baldwin will run 12 races for Rayum Racing in the 2 truck. Jake
also
Garcia,
excited for that.
Yeah, I am too. I feel like he's a good up-and-coming young talent.
Yeah.
Yes, his last name is Baldwin. Yes, he is related to Tommy Baldwin.
Yeah.
If you really want to, start throwing Nepo baby accusations at people, I do not think Luke Baldwin is one because he's not racing for Tommy Baldwin Racing.
Yeah.
He's not. Tommy Baldwin's not going out there and like finding him all these rides and funding it publicly.
Yeah.
Like, dude's on a 12-race limited schedule with Rayum Racing.
Yeah.
He's literally just trying to build it from the ground up, which is a lot of respect.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Jake Garcia will return to ThorSport, but he will move from the 13 truck to the 98 truck. The 13 truck will be Cole Butcher. Connor Mosak will compete in 12 races for Spire in the 7 truck. Now, here comes the one that I just don't understand the schedule.
Yeah.
Rajah Caruth. He will run 23 races for Junior Motorsports in the 88, and the remainder of the season will be ran in the 32 for Jordan Anderson Racing. Here's my question. Actually, hold on. Let me flesh out another thought, and then we'll get to my question.
Okay.
So, the 88, the reason he's running 23 races is because, like we said earlier, Hendrick is fielding a full-time car for Corey Day. Where the Hendrick driver is going to go now to run part-time in the Xfinity Series? The 88 car.
Yeah. Them, and then the Trackhouse guys.
Yeah. Because remember, this year, there's now extra races that everybody can run in a lower series car.
Yeah.
Do I love the fact that Hendrick is still coming down and running in the Xfinity Series? Absolutely. But there's also, well, no, I don't know. Because I was about to say there's another part-time ride, but I think they gave Carson Kvapil the full season in the one now, and they shifted the all-star car to be Rajah and the 88. I'm not 100% sure. They technically only have, I don't know. Anyway, so here's my question with it. Rajah shocks the world. Well, shocks a large portion of the fan base, let's say. He goes out and he runs really good. Because as we know, Junior Motorsports equipment is the S tier if we were making a tier list.
Yeah.
He just goes out and he wins multiple races. He does very well points-wise for himself, and he makes the chase. Is he going to have to run some of the chase in the 32 car for Jordan Anderson Racing?
Yeah.
No disrespect to them, but that is a large step down.
Yeah.
So, like, you go out here and you do great, and then, crazy, he wins the championship.
Yeah.
Which team gets
it? Yeah.
Like,
that's an interesting point.
Like, is this one of those things where, like, okay, he's doing really good, the chase is coming up, and they're like, hey, Chase and Larson and Bowman and Byron, you're no longer going to run any of the races in the chase because Rajah is doing very well and in contention. We can pass you over to the 32 car because they have open races and money and spots needing to be filled.
They might do that. I mean, I could see if Rajah's in contention.
Like, it's just a weird theoretical situation that we probably won't get to, but we could get to.
Yeah. If I mean, and if it doesn't happen this year, if they run the similar kind of schedule for next year, then you might actually see that happening because maybe this is, Rajah's rookie O'Reilly's full season, even though it's technically across 2 part-time rides.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think the ultimate way that I interpret this schedule is like, and this isn't like a knock or anything to Rajah, but I ultimately read this as, hey, we don't really think you're a championship threat year one, which a lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
Unless your name is Connor Zillage.
Yeah, true.
So this is a prove-it schedule. We're going to see what you can do in a majority of the year with junior motorsports equipment, and then we're also going to see what we can get out of you when you drop down to maybe a little lower tier of a car and run the rest of the races in that, to then see, hey, are you cut out for junior motorsports full-time next year, or do we think that you just need to kind of go over here to Jordan Anderson and do your thing? Interesting. We will see. Tony Breidinger will compete in 8 truck races for Rackley War Racing in the 27 truck. So I guess ultimately, and again, I would like everybody, I just want a big overarching statement of everything I say is not meant to be offensive to anyone in this whole silly season segment. But I guess we have finally got the answer that in some cases, sponsorship dollars are not just going to buy you a ride at the best team in the series when you don't produce.
Yeah, because, she brings a lot of sponsorship dollars.
Sunoco, Canes, that
Coach.
Yeah, Coach, that tequila company or whatever, that's like one of the Jenners or I don't know, but like a lot of sponsorship dollars, and all she is able to get next year is 8 races in the 27 truck, which some might could argue is extreme, but also the 11 truck wiped the field last year with competition. The other trucks were very competitive throughout the year. You had Xfinity guys drop down like Brandon Jones and run the 1. That was kind of like your all-star car, if you will.
Yeah.
And then you had Tony Breidinger that was like fighting the Vietnam War to stay on the lead lap. Like, with all due respect. Well, a win for her was finishing on the lead lap as everybody else. Yeah. So we'll still see her around. I know some fans are really happy about that. But yeah, 8 races for Rackley War. Grant Enfinger will be back in the 9 truck for CR7 Motorsports. Caleb Costner and his team will expand to the trucks on top of an ARCA schedule and will fill the 93 truck. Their schedule is still to be determined. Andres Perez will be back full-time for Nice in the 44 truck. Preston Pardis and his organization will be back part-time in the O'Reilly Series for select races in the 50 car. To round out everything other than ARCA, Colligan Ram will have Justin Haley in the 16 truck, who is getting the big downgrade from the Cup Series last year. Ultimately, again, no disrespect, but ultimately that 7 car is cursed. Like, Corey LaJoie is very mid-driver, all disrespect meant. I will put it as I see it. He has gotten opportunity after opportunity after opportunity that most people do not get. And he has not delivered on a singular one of them.
Yeah.
So at some point, it's just time to cut it and say, like, because I used to like Corey LaJoie. He was the underdog. He was the guy that if he was running good, you're like, you know what? Hell yeah. There's Corey LaJoie. I even kind of somewhat felt bad at the racing incident at Atlanta Motor Speedway, when Chase kind of put him in the wall, but he kind of shot a spot that wasn't there to maybe win his first race ever, and Chase won.
Yeah.
Now, I could absolutely give a crap. I do not care, because it just got to the point that I feel like he just kept playing the world's tiniest violin.
Yeah.
And like, poor pitiful old me, and like, just keep stacking your pennies on a podcast over there and stay away from a race car, for the love of God. Anyway.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that one. I arguably think he will be the best driver that Ram and Collick have to offer next year.
I think so too.
Daniel Dye coming back down to the trucks, I think, is promising, because I feel like he did pretty good in his truck days, but he never like, wow, look at that guy go, if that makes sense. Justin Haley, honestly, is just such a wild card. I really do not know what to say.
He could go to the truck series and light the world on fire, but then he also could not.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me.
I feel like the in-between of his potentials, like high and low, is so big that it's like throwing something at a dartboard and just wherever it lands, it lands. Because, yes, he has won in the top 3 series of NASCAR. He won a range-shortened Cup race at Daytona, and then he won an Xfinity race at Daytona.
Yeah.
But I believe that is all. So that's kind of like your big question mark. Daniel Dye, I think, will be pretty consistent. Brendan Queen is definitely, I think, the most interesting as of right now to watch out for.
Yeah.
The 14 truck will be awarded to the winner of the race for the Seat Series, and the 25 will be their free agent truck, as they're calling it.
Don't talk about anybody that's already been announced to fill it,
I'm
because
not.
that's for a Daytona preview.
Oh my God, am I so
I know.
happy, though.
I'm excited about it.
When I saw that, I was like, please announce Atlanta. Please announce Atlanta.
Please.
I was like, I will spend an ungodly amount of money to be in the Garage Series and try to run into said person.
Yeah, said person. All right, before we drop that, move on to the next one.
Yeah. Cletus McFarland will be racing in 5 more ARCA races this year. Also interesting, I didn't put it in here, but I will talk about it. Oh, what is his actual name? No, they call him Squirrel on like all the Cletus videos. He was like always with Cletus and Biff, and they did like the RV trip to Dega, like that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He will be running ARCA races this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cletus kind of helped him get into it, and he's going to run at like small tracks. Like, and it's basically one of those, hey, start here. If you do good enough here, we'll allow you to run this. So if he runs good enough at all of the races, he and Cletus will run Talladega together, and
that'll
they will
be awesome.
Real life Talladega Nights, Ricky and Cal.
100%.
Which I say this next part not to like bring the mood down, but like, man, how awesome would it have been? You know what the ultimate plan with that Talladega race was? Yeah. Greg Biffle was gonna come back to ARCA and run with both of them. And then last but certainly not least, boy, if you were happy about Tony Breidinger sticking around, you're gonna love this one.
Tag the NASCAR horny police in the comments below.
Haley Deegan, who flopped in Indy, NXT, Indy Next, whatever you want to call it, she will be coming back, and she will be running a full-time ARCA West Series schedule in the 16 car for Bill McAnally Racing, which is, I think if I remember right, like one of the cars to be in for the ARCA West. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't have too much to say on that.
No, I think we've kind of... She's not terrible. Like, she's not... I don't mean this offensive, but this is the best comparison I can draw. I'm so sorry that they're both females. But she's not like Danica Patrick level of bad.
Yeah.
Like, she's not good. Don't get it twisted. But, like, she's all right. She's been through ARCA already. She's been in a truck already. She made it to Xfinity already. Boom, fired.
Yeah.
IndyCar didn't work out. Now she's, props. Never give up. Whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely better than Natalie Decker was.
Yeah. There are some good female racers in the ARCA series right now, and I would love to see them get some more opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit of something. I mean, there's a Dale Jr. episode where he interviews like 3 of them.
Yeah.
One of them grew up probably down the road, like
Jackson.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Laney
something. I can't remember.
Boyce or Busey. Definitely mispronounced your last name. One of those might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to see them get some more opportunity, because
Isabella Robusto.
Yeah, because she's doing really well, or has been at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and like, not that they don't bring any sponsorship to the table, but again, the big dilemma you get with NASCAR and going big time racing is, as much as it sucks, somebody that brings Kane's coach, etc., somebody that brings Monster, people like that, Riley Herbst, are gonna get seats over people that probably deserve it maybe a little more, but don't bring the same money, because at the end of the day, racing a car isn't gonna make you money on its own. You're gonna have to bring something else to the table.
Yeah. This next section, you just talk about. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I just want to make sure we got time and everything. This next section brought to you by Blake Solo. Woo! Blake Solo time.
Yeah, so now that Justin is gone, we can talk bad about him. Anyway, no. So a couple fun takeaways that I got from watching the 24 Hours of Daytona. Jenson Button, while on, I guess, like, what was it, I don't know if they still called it the Peacock Pit Box, whatever, on pit road talking, mentioned that if there was anybody that needed somebody to run a truck in San Diego, he is there. He's always interested in running anything that, in his words, has a wheel, pedals, and a gear stick. So I think that would be awesome to get another F1, former F1 guy in the sport running. You know, we've had Kimi Räikkönen run. I believe Jenson Button was a large part of the Garage 56 entry, and you know that would be really cool. I really do enjoy seeing these like special one-offs of insert, you know, driver of another discipline here is going to run a truck here, is going to run an Xfinity car here, is going to get in a Cup car. So I think that'll be very interesting to watch. I do think there's a good shot he can get in. I don't know what manufacturer that he is like tied to where he's going to have to be, but a big opportunity that I feel like would be like the 25 Ram truck. Also, if the one is still like Tricon's all-star truck, that would be a good one. Connor Zilic also on that said if he has a successful Cup career early on, he wouldn't say no if given the opportunity to go F1 racing. I don't hate it. I definitely agree with where he's coming from, and I can see that being that he's, 19 or about to be 19, and he's in the Cup Series already. So if by the time he's 25 or 26, 7-8 years from now, he's accomplished a lot, he maybe has won a championship, whatever you want to say a very successful early career is, I never really think it's a bad thing to get a former F1 driver, to get an IndyCar guy to come over, to get, you name the discipline. I think it's always cool and interesting to see somebody who is not naturally have a NASCAR background to come over, give it a shot. They always seem to have fun. It's always fun to watch because, sometimes road course races, I feel, can get stale. Whether it be like, oh, great, there's not many cautions. SVG is going to win by 27 seconds again. Look, something happened to SVG. Now Zilic is going to run away with it. Whatever the case may be. That's always something that you can kind of watch out in the back for. Or maybe not the back. Maybe, just midfield or a little higher. But
And now that I'm back
from El Baño,
on to the preview of Snowmageddon Clash, Snowman Gray.
Shout out Tyler Pennell.
Another good interview if you didn't listen to it. Anyways, I'm going to plug that anytime we mention.
We're also going to test and see if he still listens.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl. The Patriots stand no chance.
I hope the Patriots don't win.
You want to hear something absolutely crazy?
What's that?
I want the Patriots to win. I would rather see the Patriots win than the Seahawks. I like Drake May. I like Mike Vrabel. I'm over the whole. Until insert cheating gate scandal happens.
Yeah,
I'm over all that. Belichick is gone. Couldn't stand that guy. Brady's gone. Couldn't stand that guy. They were the cheaters.
Maybe seeing the Patriots be in the Super Bowl again and it not have anyone to do with that era of the Patriots, I might end up liking it
a little bit.
No, I still. God. Yeah,
the Bills are washed.
No, shut up. No, we're not. You just called the Bills washed?
Yeah.
No, I think
major downfall next year incoming.
No, I think
they spent. Anyway, we might cut some of this out.
We'll see. They just hired a new head coach.
Yeah,
so
whoop-de-doo.
Yes, I know.
The OC that has no experience until they're like, hey, we're gonna play big boy football and spend money and put actual wide receivers around Josh Allen.
That's another thing. Our offense is just not.
Josh Allen on a broken foot.
Yeah,
still gave you a fighting chance. If that doesn't scream, please spend money if you would like to win and win now, I do not know what the hell else does.
Yeah.
That organization is the reason.
Yeah.
Getting rid of Sean McDermott was stupid.
Yeah,
we just hit the wall and couldn't get past. What do you want him to do? Go out there and be a wide receiver?
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Sean McDermott did a really good job with what he had there.
Every year.
Made the most of it. But Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
But on the flip side, I will say if you're going to do something like that, I think it's probably better early on than like 19 years in and you're at the Steelers, Tomlin, and you're like, maybe this just isn't working anymore. Maybe we need to see other people. Okay, 19 years in, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Harbaugh in Baltimore. That one was warranted. That one didn't need a change of scenery.
Yeah.
But like that deep into it, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, so
no, I totally get what you're saying.
I see both sides, but like do not, and then they just like trashed him in the exit press or the hey, we fired this man press conference.
Yeah.
I'm like, take the high road.
I will say,
do not scapegoat him.
I had a conversation with Avery at work about this. I hate that. I mean, they had to wait till the end of the season to fire him, obviously. Yes. But I do think that Sean McDermott would have been in contention for the Falcons head coach. And I think if he went to the Falcons, that would be good.
Anyway, so we're going to not get too deep into the Falcons and football, but they rushed to hire a coach. They should have waited for more of the postseason to fall out.
100%.
We could have had a very good OC from another organization, or we could have had freaking Sean McDermott. Yeah. Kevin Stefanski, whatever. I'm trusting Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens.
Anyways, that was the football gripe for this episode.
I know Daniel's going to love that.
Yeah. No, 100%.
We might know a little bit of ball. We know more wheel, but we might know a little bit of ball, Daniel.
Just a little bit.
Unless the ball is basketball, then we have no earthly idea what's going on.
I don't know. Anyways, so Snowman Gray. This is supposed to be happening Sunday.
Supposed to be.
We'll see, I guess.
Race in the snow. Race in the snow.
Yeah, no.
Race in the snow.
That would be if you thought last year the Clash was crazy.
Oh my God.
Ty Gibbs going airborne 3 times.
Could you imagine Corey LaJoie in the white digital camo? Nobody would see him coming.
Yeah. Good Lord. I don't know what's worse, Corey LaJoie in a white digital camo in the snow or Brad Keselowski in a white digital camo in the
It's
snow.
not a super speedway, so Corey LaJoie.
Yeah. You're right.
And here's the unhinged portion of the pod.
Yeah. So, anyways, that actually leads perfect into kind of the first thing.
Yeah.
Corey LaJoie is filling in for Brad Keselowski because Brad Keselowski did not make his Olympic tryout. And
also, shout out Tyler Fennell. I promise we're not going to steal.
We're not just recycling material. I promise. I had the same thought. That's hilarious.
We also literally, because shout out to NASCAR for not posting any paint schemes. We had to go to the GOAT, the one and only Tyler Fennell, for our paint scheme news for the week.
So last year's winner was Chase Elliott. Happy about that one.
Why not?
I know. So you got Burt Myers, who's going to attempt the Clash again this year. NASCAR never posted any paint schemes.
I'm pissed.
As long as the Clash happens at Bowman Gray, it's going to be exciting. I mean, think about last year. Last year was awesome. I loved it.
Obviously, I'm the most excited for the heats because let's be honest. And the LCQ, those are typically going to be a lot more entertaining than the actual race because if you make it and you're up front, you're going to throw a bumper. You might use somebody up, whatever. But that's a kill or be killed scenario to be I need to be up front in this heat.
Yes.
Or I might have to pack up and go home after all this BS that I've been through.
Yeah, no, that's true. I appreciate them when Saturday stuff got canceled or moved to Sunday, postponed, them doing it at 2 p.m. because I typically get home from work on Sundays right at 2 p.m.
And then you'll have the second you walk through the door getting home until you go to bed.
Yeah, literally NASCAR. I'm very excited about that. Should NASCAR move the Clash back to Daytona? I still think Bowman Gray should have a few more years before that happens, but it's not something that hasn't crossed my mind.
Here's the reason I put that as a conversational piece as a starter. One, you obviously will never, hopefully ever, have a chance of snow ruining that.
That's true.
But that is literally the only pro. I am more on the NASCAR purist side. I am more make NASCAR, like the old days again. But I don't really care to see the Clash go back to Daytona.
Yeah.
Because a tiny little pack racing, you're going to wad half of it up. Cool. I love super speedway racing. Let this be a rotation of different tracks, because obviously no matter where they put the Clash, they're putting money into the facility. Look at how much money they wasted and lost with LA.
Yeah. Very
Now,
true.
Bowman Gray just got a huge go in there, dump a little bit of money into the facility. They win, NASCAR wins. Local fans get to, I mean, imagine how crazy it'd be that you live in like absolute
Wyoming.
BFE Wyoming or somewhere that has a pretty cool local, or, New Smyrna.
Yeah.
Think about that. I mean, there's a NASCAR track not terribly far, but if you're like a local, I go to New Smyrna for everything. I go to South Boston.
Yeah.
Or you're out in like St. Louis. You know, you name it. Now, on top of, hey, I get to go watch Bill from down the street run his late model.
Yeah.
That's my good friend.
It's
now
a good
get to, on Sunday, once a year for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, I get to go watch Kyle Larson run. I get to go watch whoever. And then you also have like Burt Myers, a potential for the local guy with a little bit of sponsorship and help from a smaller team, get the opportunity to run a cup car at his local track.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge win. It's good for marketing. It's good for everybody. NASCAR, if you do that, I would like a very, very small percentage.
Yeah, you guys can just hire the Checkered Chat as an official podcast for NASCAR.
Or counteroffer to our own offer. We will settle for VIP passes to all the races we go to. Thank you.
Yes, and interviews with the top drivers.
Except for, well, you can make that decision, but I don't know if you want to let us around Joey Logano.
Yeah, yeah. Denny Hamlin, we could be around him.
I respect him.
Respect him. Joey Logano, Baldy. Yeah, seeing the driver lineup for Penske, it's just so funny. It's like Austin Cindric looks exactly the same. Ryan Blaney looks like he stepped out of a 1950s porno, and then Joey Logano is bald. It's the most jarring thing I've ever seen in my life.
Joey Logano is Walter White.
100%. Austin Cindric is Jesse Pinkman. Oh my God. Okay. Anyways. Do we want to do paint schemes first, or do we want to do race wins?
You tell me.
Let's do paint schemes.
Okay, I was about to say, I feel like I've kind of spoke way too much in this episode for this to be a joint 50-50. So what would you like to do, sir?
Let's do paint schemes.
Okay. What was your least favorite?
My least favorite this week, I'm gonna go with none other than Riley Herbst, and I'm not even 100% sure on what he's running. I'm sure it's the Monster Energy car.
We'll just put /Ty Gibbs Monster Energy
car. Whatever Monster Energy car it is. I know you guys who are repeat listeners, you know that I normally hate on two cars, the Monster Energy car and the Chumba Casino car. I am not going to lie to you. The Chumba Casino car that they have for this one, not awful.
Ass.
Not awful, I'll say.
Lazy. It's my honorable mention.
Okay, shut up, Blake. You talk too much. Not that bad for me. I don't hate it. But yeah, no. Whatever Monster Energy car is being ran this week, that one, I do better, please, for the love of God. Anyways, Blake, what's your least favorite?
Daniel Suarez, Cal Ripken Sr. Foundation car.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, where do I start? It's just so meh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Spire just threw up on a race car because, God, sometimes they can make some heat, but man, can they screw a paint scheme up.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree, because Spire, it's seriously, it's hit or miss. Like, they either like drop some like really, really good ones, or it's not good at all.
So what's your favorite for the week?
My favorite for this week is none other than Ryan Preece's Coca-Cola car. That one is, I love that car. I think that car looks super cool. A lot of times when Coke does sponsor a car, it turns out really good. But what's your favorite? Because we need to wrap this up.
Yeah. So somebody has to get to work. Austin Dillon's Bass Pro Shop car, arguably the best Bass Pro Shop car in a long time.
Honorable mention for favorite for me, for sure.
Just absolute. I don't think he'll ever want to admit it because him and Kevin Harvick never really seemed to get along, and that's why Kevin Harvick left RCR. But very reminiscent of the very iconic 29 Goodwrench Kevin Harvick car.
100%.
That is, I'll go ahead and say it now, that is the number one contender for like my favorite primary scheme of the whole entire year.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot because contrary to what Tyler Pennell and half of the internet is saying, I love Chase Elliott's car. That one is up there. But ultimately, I think it's like Austin Dillon, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott right now for primary, gonna run most of the races scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that wraps up paint scheme.
Yeah.
Any other, yes, woohoo.
First paint scheme of 2026.
Yeah.
And
we don't even know for sure
if
if
you're ever
real.
going to see them.
Yeah. Nah.
Because NASCAR never posted them unless you, what was the guy Tyler said on TikTok? It was like Adam something Weaver.
Yeah. Go check out Tyler's paint scheme review and you'll be able to see all of them.
Yeah.
So race win picks. Blake, who you got?
I'm going to go with a curveball for everybody this year. I think that no, fuck that. Chase Elliott is going to go back to back as the winner of the Clash.
Yeah. No, I mean, I could see it.
Did you like that?
See. That was a good one.
Honestly, I'm going strictly biased here. Big Chase Elliott guy. He won last year. It is going to be very hard to beat Denny Hamlin in this Clash if it happens because as someone who just went through such a hell of an offseason, he's going to come out with a vengeance.
Yep, I agree. So for me, I went with someone who I think is going to have a heater of a year with this new playoff format, Mr. Buescher. Chris Buescher. Mr. Buescher. I would leave that to Tyler.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've talked about Tyler a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, Chris Buescher, that's who I'm going with. I think he's gonna win the Clash. And I think he's going to have a really good run this year. RFK showed some really good speed last year, at least him and Priest did.
Brad, honestly, a couple races.
There was a couple times it was like maybe.
If he sealed the deal and delivered, would have had 2 or 3 wins.
But yeah, that's who I went with. We got anything else for this week?
No, the only other thing I was about to say, I'm going to say for next week.
Okay.
So
that works. Well, guys, first episode back for the 2026 season. I almost said 2025. Are so thankful for you guys for listening last season and listening this season. We love doing this. This is a lot of fun. We're going to be in Atlanta. So if you want to come say hey, we've got some stuff planned for this season, sort of, not in stone, but
second Atlanta, be there. Or you might regret it.
Yeah, you're.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
nothing is set in stone yet, but a lot of conversations are being had.
Yep. So, as you guys know, you guys can. Well, we normally do something else. This has been the Checker Chat. I'm Justin.
I'm Blake.
You guys can follow us. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've done this. On Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff that all the YouTubers say. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and I've been waiting for this. You can't forget about it. You can't forget about it. Audible. We will see you guys next week, hopefully with a recap on this race if it happens.
Yes,
anyways,
hopefully.
Bye.